Hey guys, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and today I am on a mission. I am trying to do Heavy Tank Mission 15. Arguably the hardest one, but at least not in my opinion. There's one more that was ironically not the final one in the set that I thought was far more tricky, and that was to bounce 3 times the amount of your health. I ended up doing that in a T29. I might do a video on that one separately. But let's focus up on Heavy Tank Mission 15. What's the goal? Well, I've got to bounce and damage and have damage received totaling 12,000. So, well, what better tank to do it in than the MAUS, hey? Even if I was just to do absolutely nothing this battle and die, I would still be a quarter of the way there. However, I've got to make up the remaining 9,000 somehow. So we've either got to do 9,000 damage or block 9,000 damage. Now I gave this a few goes. It didn't take me too many. I feel like the MAUS makes this mission rather easy compared to how it would be in other vehicles. A lot of people have been asking me on the live stream, well, what do you recommend to do Heavy Tank Mission 15? Look no further than MAUS, but if you can't get there, then the VK4502 is also a fantastic opportunity. Anything with thick, flat armor is what I recommend. So, already the bounces begin. Let's cue some epic music. Oh yeah, that's better. Nothing quite like listening to a bit of Wagner while you're playing a gigantic German tank like the MAUS. So, it's only taken about 4 bounces, and the enemies have already established they aren't going to penetrate me very reliably with their AP rounds. And so one sneaky bugger at the back is firing high explosive. Now, one of the annoying things about high explosive rounds is that you can't bounce them. And so that means that they aren't really going to work towards that damage blocked. Of course they're going to do damage to me. That will count as damage received. But it's not going to go towards my damage blocked, which is really what I'm trying to achieve here. So, what are the key things to note right now? Well, the key things to note are that I'm hiding my lower plate in the MAUS. The lower plate, this whole area here, is quite weak. You don't have tracks protecting your hull armor. And so by doing this, I'm keeping my side armor, which is relatively thick compared to the hull, well, very thick compared to basically every other tank in the game, well angled. This is about the perfect angle for these guys, especially seeing how they're aiming up at me, which gives me an even better angling. I'm also wedging my tank slightly upwards, as you can see, which further increases the angling. Now, the most important thing that I'm doing here is I'm angling my turret. Whenever I point my turret directly towards the enemy, as you saw me do there, I basically give them an excellent opportunity to penetrate my cheeks. However, with my turret angled to the side here, it's very hard for the enemies to go through me. And just as I say that, it looks like the T10 managed to loop a shell over the rock, going through my tracks and also taking my armor. So, as you can see, I make an adjustment there and angle my tracks slightly further inwards, because these guys don't seem to be penetrating my side armor at all, and I'm worried about the E3 doing so. So that's how you see me doing my turret right now. So I'll just go and show you this from a separate angle. Let's go all the way over here in real time and take a look to see what the enemies can see. So, they are seeing my tank like this. I can't zoom any further in. You can see the outline of the MAUS right here. And one of the best things that you need to do is you need to aim your turret at the enemies, and sometimes they'll take a snapshot at you. And you have to angle your turret back to try and pull off the bounce. From this angle, nothing really is going to be going through my armor, unless I angle my turret directly at them and they hit my cheeks. So right now I'm basically just going, well, come at me, bro, you know? Take a few shots at me. Come on, feed me, I was saying as this was happening on my live stream. One thing I will also say is that I am firing a filthy amount of APCR rounds here. The MAUS is not the most accurate tank, and its penetration is 246, I believe, with its standard rounds, but a whopping 311 with its premium rounds. And right now, I did not mind if I was going to spend 30k ammunition. All I simply wanted to do was to get this mission done. We pulled off another couple of bounces there, one from the E3, one from the Jagdtiger, I believe. But now you see I turn my side armor, and the Jagdtiger finally is able to go through my hull. Or I guess it could have been the T-34 as well, either or. So I've decided with the E100, pressing on as aggressively as he is, that I need more damage done. I've only done 1,500, and I don't know how close I'm going to be to that 12,000 magic mark. And so I'm playing quite aggressively here. I want the enemies to shoot at me and pay attention to me. Bouncing a tiny little 1375. He has no chance of going into me, but the VK does, however. Oh, disaster. I get penetrated twice, and I'm put down to 193 hit points. I was far too overconfident there, but I'm going back to my basics and angling my tank. That Batchat has pretty much no chance of going through me, and I was fortunate. I penetrated the VK-4502, set him on fire, and that was a lovely extra 755 damage towards the 12k total. I must be getting closer now, but I've got no more health left. Let's see what we can do. A filthy APCR round goes straight through the turret of the E75 there. Hey, and here's my T10 friend. Decide to point my gun at him, then I turn and I angle my armor. Trying to give him a tricky shot. He bounces. I've reloaded. We penetrate him. Fantastic. Perfect angling, and that's what you have to do in the MAUS. And unless he fires an APCR round at me, really my armor was completely safe there. Thankfully, we sneak another one into the back of the E75, and right now I was on the edge of my seat. Have we managed to get our total? Have we managed to get our total? I don't think I'm going to get any more damage on the Batchat. I want to keep my armor angled, hoping he's going to shoot me. And that's it. That's the end of the battle. We had a fantastic round here and pushed the MAUS to the breaking point, trying to achieve Heavy Tank Mission 15. I should mention that this was an excellent matchup for the tank. They only had 4 Tier 10 vehicles and no artillery. And the enemy having no artillery is of paramount importance, in my opinion, to being able to complete Heavy Tank Mission 15. Because generally, to be able to bounce, you have to expose yourself in the open. And as artillery can't bounce off you unless they fire AP rounds, which is very uncommon, there is pretty much no benefit, only a negative, to having artillery in the matchup when you're trying to get Heavy Tank Mission 15 done. So let's end the suspense and see what we were able to get out of this game in the post-game stats. And we absolutely nailed it. We completed this mission alone with the damage that we blocked. 12,895 damage blocked by my armor is probably the most I've ever done in World of Tanks. We also did 3,549 damage and took 2,807. And that gives us a total of 15,605 plus 3,549. Oh my word, over 19,000 points worth towards the mission. This would have been enough to complete it for the Object 260 and then a third extra. What a result for the MAUS, and the reward was a female crew member and 1 out of 4 steps towards completing the T-55A. I have to admit, this game I did hemorrhage a few credits. I lost 23,000 credits, and that's because of the filthy APCR ammo we used to just make sure that we were going to achieve our goal. Now, the key feature of this video series is that I really want to help you try and get through your missions. And obviously the MAUS is not really a very popular tank. And so I'm just going to make a few other suggestions as to how you can get through either the first Heavy Tank Mission 15, the second, the third, or even the fourth. The lowest tier tank that I possibly think you could do this mission in would be the T-29. You would have to get on a lovely map where you can go hull down, hopefully with no artillery on the enemy team, but that's pretty much a standard for the majority of this mission. And purposefully not kill your enemies and just hope that they keep shooting you and shooting you and shooting you. Unless you're, of course, in a tier 9 game and you won't need them to shoot you all that much. Of course, you could do the same thing in the T32 as well. At tier 8, and if you want to take the jump up to tier 9, then I guess the VK4502B will do fantastically. As well as its brother, the E75. I think for the Soviet tanks, the best vehicles will probably be the ST-1, which has fantastic armor at tier 9, as well as a good slug of health. And then at tier 10, perhaps the E100 would be lovely for this mission as long as you can do a lot of damage to make up for the armor differences between the E100 and the MAUS. And also a hull down IS-7 could be fantastic. And just remember, if you are going to use the MAUS for doing this mission, even though the side of your turret is 210mm thick and your front is 240, the fact that the side of the thinner armor on the turret is actually well angled means that you want to exaggerate the angle of your MAUS turret to about like this. And from here, pretty much nothing can go through the MAUS apart from a premium round on probably a tank destroyer. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, or it was just useful to you, please consider giving a like down below. And let me know in the comments down below what you think about Heavy Tank Mission 15. Which tank did you choose to do it, and how long did it take you? How many games to be able to achieve your goal? And have I missed out any of the tanks from my list of very viable choices to complete this mission? One that I immediately think that's going to come to mind might be the KV-4, especially when that gets into a nice matchup. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. And I finally picked up my T-55A on Sunday. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned into the live stream to see that. It was a very exciting moment for me. And I'll be playing it some more tonight. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.